in March this year, I recorded a video on how to boost your immune system and fight infection, and that was just before we went into lockdown here in the UK. And that video and the 5 breakdowns that I did of the video is as relevant now as it was back then. In fact, it's probably even more relevant, given here in the UK we're seeing new strains of the virus that is causing the virus to spread more rapidly, particularly in the southeast. And in fact, only yesterday the country went into a tier 4 lockdown in those areas where the virus is rapidly spreading, and that is the government's initiative to prevent the spread of the virus. And there's really 4 phases I talked about back in March that are still relevant, and they are prevent infection, resist infection, which is our responsibility, treat infection, which is typically either we have to self-treat ourselves or we end up in hospital and we need support from specialists to treat us, and also recover from the infection. And that again is either ourselves, that we have to be able to do that for ourselves, or if we are unable to do it for ourselves, we get specialist care and end up in hospital to do it. So it's really important now more than ever that we focus on how can we really boost our immune system to fight infection, whether that's this particular pandemic, whether it's the next pandemic that rolls into play, whether it's infection that you have just as the common cold or flu that we have at the winter time this year. So the really great way to remember the 5 key areas in which you can boost your immune system and fight infection is through the pneumonic virus, where V stands for vagus nerve, and that is the nerve that connects your brain to your gut. And our gut health is vital in helping us boost our immune system. Then we have I, which is inflammation, and it's really important that we take the time to minimize inflammation in our body, minimize that unnecessary fire that burns inside us, that depletes our immune system and makes it much harder for us to fight infection. The next one is R is for resilience, and that's building our resilience, keeping our stress levels really low and making sure we're doing all of the brain healthy and the whole body healthy habits that boost our immune system. U is for understanding our purpose, our why it's important for us to boost our immune system and fight infection, understanding what our purpose, our values and beliefs are, so that we can really focus on the importance of getting through this pandemic and getting out of the other side. And finally, S is for sleep. Sleep is the first thing that your body asks for when we become ill, and it's the first thing we should focus on to prevent ourselves from becoming ill in the first place. And indeed, our brain washes itself at night, and it's vital we give our brain enough time to wash itself and clean all of those toxins out, clean all those plaques out that build up in our brain throughout the day, so that we can start ourselves afresh. And we know now, but we didn't know perhaps as well back in March, that the coronavirus actually attacks elements of our brain. We lose our sense of taste and smell, and it also attacks our lung system and shown to cause long-term lung damage, and it obviously attacks our immune system as well. So it's really important that we do take the time to do what we can, particularly over the festive period, when we do cause ourselves typically increase the level of inflammation in our body by eating foods and drinking drinks that don't love us back, by reducing that consumption and reducing the risk of our immune system depleting, particularly if you have unfortunately moved into those harder tier brackets, tier 4 here in the UK, where you are more physically isolated from people, and particularly for those people that are struggling with loneliness. And throughout my advent calendar, I've sought to give you lots of tips and hints, treats, and also training to help you get through not only the festive period but beyond into the new year. So do make sure you take time to look at that. So let's go into each one in a little bit more detail, but I encourage you to look at the video at the end of this. It's also recommended up at the top to learn more in terms of how you can boost your immune system and fight infection. So the first one I talked about is vagus nerve, and our gut health is vital to protect our brain health and our whole body health. And that's really where the majority of our immune system resides. If we don't look after our gut health, if we eat the foods that don't love us back, if we drink the drinks that don't love us back, then that will really affect our immune system. Classic examples of things that hurt us from a gut health perspective is wheat and milk. They're two very common allergies. Nut allergies as well is obviously extremely common. Plus we have the other ones less so common is sugar actually really can damage our gut, and many of us are addicted to sugar. In fact, it's more addictive than cocaine, and sugar actually feeds the bad bacteria in our gut. So it's vital that we keep the amount of sugar as low as possible, and that also feeds into increasing inflammation. So really focus on not over consuming alcohol. And I know that might be super hard this year, but we use alcohol to clean our hands, to get rid of all of the bugs off our hands. And if we use alcohol and put it into our system, that goes into our gut and cleans out kills all the good bugs in our gut. So it's vital that we keep our alcohol consumption level low, so that we are making sure that our good gut bacteria that is vital for strengthening our immune system is there and present to support us. And then finally, the foods that don't love us back. So as I said, classically wheat and classically milk are inflammatory foods, and they actually reduce, they cause inflammation in our gut. They can increase the gaps within our gut that lead into the rest of our body, and that then can cause us to have leaky gut really, and that leads us to increasing our risk of having bad bugs and viruses going through into our body. So it's vital that we help our gut health. Inflammation, don't do things that are going to increase inflammation in your body. Firstly, focus on your food and drink. Secondly, focus on the aspects of your life that are likely to cause inflammatory responses in your body, and that includes any contact that you have with stuff that you are allergic to, minimizing exposure to mold, making sure that you do sufficient exercise. And there's more information in terms of reducing your inflammation. That's the fire that burns within our body, particularly if you are suffering from chronic pain. Make sure you manage it. Havening, if you have undiagnosed pain, havening is a fantastic tool to help people reduce inflammation in the body. It actually reduces cortisol level in the brain, and it reduces your heart rate and also your blood pressure. So it's a really powerful tool and so simple to use to help with that aspect of your health. R is for resilience, building resilience, and we'll talk about in my video is the 5 pillars of brain health, looking at the facts behind how you are showing up, how you feel, how you act, your actions, your habits, how you connect with yourself and those around you, and looking at different ways in which you can do that. The thoughts that you're listening to, and you don't have to listen to every stupid thought you said, you say, and also S is for your surroundings and how you sense them, how you optimize your surroundings to help your overall health, particularly your brain health, your mental health and well-being, and you can really boost that. Then we go into understanding. It's vital that you really have a detailed understanding as to what hurts you and what helps you. So what hurts your immune system and what helps your immune system. Things that can really help boost your immune system include obviously minimizing anything that's going to cause inflammation, minimizing that anything's going to damage your gut, but also taking probiotics and prebiotics, considering taking vitamin D, particularly in the winter months. That helps boost your immune system. Omega-3 as well is a great supplement, and that will help reduce levels of inflammation in your body. And I know people that I've advised to take it have had great benefit in reducing joint pain. So we want to minimize inflammation in our body, and omega-3 also supports your immune system. And then we've also got zinc has been shown to support your immune system too. Great to take a multivitamin each day. It's very rare that everybody gets enough of the nutrients that we need to support our brain and overall body health. So take a high quality multivitamin. If you want to find more detail about quality vitamins, then please go to my shop on my website, and there are superb high quality vitamins there that you've got links to, and I'll show the ones that I actually take myself. And then we have S is for sleep. Absolutely fundamental. As I said, it's the first thing that our body wants to do when we are struggling with an infection, whatever that infection may be. And it's typically the first thing that we drop when we are getting stressed and we're coming into a very stressful period. So do make sure you focus on getting quality 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night. And also do sleep healthy habits that support you having quality uninterrupted sleep so that your brain gets into a good sleep rhythm. And that includes not drinking caffeine after 2 o'clock in the afternoon or eating chocolate after 2. I know that's very hard to do, but do please try and minimize your caffeine consumption in the afternoon if you want to have quality sleep. Adopting a dark room, a nice cool room, not using your phone an hour before bed or any electronic devices, and also minimizing alcohol consumption in the evening, because alcohol will disrupt your sleep pattern. And there's more information in the video on sleep that you will find if you continue to watch this to the end, and all of the links about that are available below. So I do hope this serves you. As I said, in this time, it is so important that we do what we can to not only prevent infection by minimizing our physical interaction with other people, but also that we do everything that we can to resist our ability to catch it by boosting our immune system, and that we do everything we can to help our recovery from it by adopting brain healthy habits, by adopting all of the suggestions that I've just mentioned, and I do go into more detail in the videos that I recorded back in March. So do please listen to those, and focusing on keeping our stress levels low throughout this period so we are not causing unnecessary inflammation within our body that is going to plummet our immune system and make us more vulnerable to this virus or any other virus or bacteria that is lurking around out there in the world. I hope this serves you. Have a very happy and safe Christmas. I look forward to talking to you very soon. Bye for now.